Welcome to this episode of Forex Week Ahead. Today I'm being joined by Bob Mason. Good to see you again, Bob. The third week of the month is upcoming. We're used to this being quite a busy period in macroeconomics. Is that going to be the case during this upcoming week?
For the US dollar, quiet week ahead on the economic data front. Key stats, Philly Fed manufacturing numbers on Thursday, along with the weekly jobless claims figures. Expect jobless claims to be key. Markets are going to be looking to make sure there's no uptrend stemming from the Omicron strain. For the euro, relatively quiet week as well. ZEW economic sentiment figures for the Eurozone and Germany. And at the end of the week, flash Eurozone consumer confidence figures, both sets of numbers to draw interest. On the monetary policy front, the ECB minutes will also draw interest. Is there any chatter of the need to begin a shift on interest rates to curb inflation? The minutes will reveal that. For the pound, there's some big numbers in the week ahead that will give the Bank of England further ammunition to curb inflation. We've got employment figures, that will be claimant count and unemployment rate numbers, inflation and retail sales figures. These three numbers will give the Bank of England a good picture of what to do next. So those will be the key stats in the week.
What should the traders of Aussie, Kiwi and Loonie watch?
For the commodity currencies, relatively busy week ahead. For the Loonie, we're going to be looking at inflation, retail sales and employment figures, with markets expecting a more hawkish Bank of Canada. Obviously expect inflation and employment figures to be key. For the Aussie dollar, we have consumer confidence and employment figures. While consumer confidence is important from the RBA's perspective, labour market conditions need to continue to improve to force the RBA onto a more hawkish footing. For the Kiwi dollar, fourth quarter business confidence figures, we've seen business confidence wane in recent months, so we're going to see weak numbers turn around for the fourth quarter, which is unlikely. Other stats will include electronic card retail sales and business PMI numbers. Expect plenty of interest in the electronic card retail sales figures.
What about the Asian currency traders? Anything coming out of China or Japan?
For the Japanese yen, relatively quiet week ahead. We're going to be looking at trade data on Thursday and then inflation figures on Friday. While we've seen a pickup in inflation in Japan, trade data will be important. Markets are going to be looking for any disruption stemming from the Omicron strain. Bank of Japan's also in action in the week, though we're not expecting any major surprises. For the Chinese yuan, big week for the markets. Fourth quarter GDP numbers from China. Obviously, markets are going to be taking a close look at that. We've also got fixed asset investment, industrial production and retail sales figures, but those fourth quarter GDP numbers will be key. PBOC is also in action later in the week, setting loan prime rates. We saw them lower rates last week, so any further moves in the week will cause some market concern over how the PBOC sees the Chinese economic outlook.
Meanwhile, is there anything going on in geopolitics? Anything that could impact the Forex market?
On the geopolitical risk front, nothing new to report. So as usual, keep an eye on chatter from Capitol Hill, news from China, and obviously there's Russia and the Middle East and Iran as well. And obviously we need to continue monitoring COVID-19 news. Any new strains would test market risk sentiment through the week.
Thank you for talking to us, Bob. We'll see you again next week for the Forex Week Ahead. Thank you and goodbye.